All right. How's it going, everyone? Got the boxing narrative. Like, comment, subscribe. So, Bam Rodriguez, he's rumored now to be going up to bantamweight, a much more competitive division, I would say, than 115. I think he has a lot more better opponent selection here in this weight class. However, after that, it doesn't seem clear what he's trying to do. We keep hearing reports that after this, he might go back down just to get an undisputed fight against Wilbardo Garcia or Andrew Maloney, whoever wins that fight, which is just such a waste of time. It's just a waste of time, man. And then you have mostly Robert Garcia. It's not really Bam saying it, but the people around Bam, whether it be Eddie Hearn, Robert Garcia, they're not really showing what they've been saying before. Robert Garcia said, "Oh, we'll fight the winner of Naoya Inoue and Drew Nakatani next." And now he's saying, "Oh, we're gonna take our time with Bam. Now we're gonna take our time with Bam." Well, what is it? What is it, man? What is it? Are you guys gonna stick at bantamweight and fight real competition there? Or are you just gonna go back down? And sure, you'll be undisputed, but it doesn't really matter. Like, Bam is already seen as the man at 115. Why does it matter beating Roberto Garcia or Andrew Maloney? It doesn't matter who wins that fight. Whoever wins that fight, they're still going to be seen as no disrespect, but they're still going to be seen as the worst champion in boxing, in my opinion. I don't think anyone comes close. I mean, I don't know anyone in like the strawweight or divisions or the flyweight divisions, but if you get up in the higher divisions, like who else? Like Josh Kelly. Even though I don't like Josh Kelly, and I hate the way how he won. He quote unquote won his title, but Josh Kelly's a better fighter than Roberto Garcia and Andrew Maloney. You know, list goes on and on. I'm not gonna name out a bunch of champions, but why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why don't you like? Why don't you take a chance with this kid? I'm told Bam Rodriguez is one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world right now, but they don't seem to move him as such. Doesn't seem like it to me. One of Bam Rodriguez's best wins, Juan Estrada, just got destroyed. Well, not destroyed, but he got outpointed and pretty much outboxed by Attention Nakazawa, who eventually made him quit on a corner. All right, that's one of Bam's best wins. All right. Now, I like to jokingly say that Sonny Edwards is Bam Rodriguez's best win, but at the same time, it's not jokingly. Because if you look at Bam's resume, Sonny Edwards is the only guy who was not out of his prime, not washed up. He was a young guy coming to win. His last win against Puma Martinez. Like, sure, Puma Martinez, I think, is better than that African guy he fought, and what was it, like Pedro Gueva? However, Martinez was already showing signs of slipping. Um, his fights against Kazuto Ioka, he was coming in overweight. That's why the rematch got pushed back. That's because Martinez got hospitalized trying to make weight. And once the rematch happened, he arguably lost against Kazuto Ioka. Ioka was able to drop him. So it's not like Fernando Martinez, it's not like he was a complete fighter. He was on the brink of wash. Low key, you can say he was washed at that point in time. He's probably a washed fighter. So you have Bam Rodriguez, whose resume is filled with a lot of washed fighters, and his best performance against a young fighter was against Sonny Edwards, a guy who is known for quitting. Basically, I mean, the last memory of Sonny Edwards is him quitting. Simple as that. And of course, the other young guys that Bam Rodriguez has fought, I don't remember their names. They don't seem to even be doing anything, to be honest with you. But in those fights, Bam Rodriguez, what went the distance, he didn't look like the best. I think one of those guys broke his jaw, something like that. Like, he won them clearly, sure, but he wasn't impressive. And then you get to them just hip hopping away against Inoue and Nakatani, who is a fight at super bantamweight, who will be the best fight for Bam Rodriguez. And if you're a pound for pound level fighter, then you should be able to make these leaps into fighting another top level pound for pound fighter. And don't give me this. Bam Rodriguez is a small guy. Boo hoo. Bam Rodriguez has a fight at featherweight. Go look at his box rec. Go down and you'll see Bam Rodriguez has already fought at featherweight. Bam Rodriguez is not a small guy, all right? And many people have also stated out of camp, this dude is like what, like 140 pounds or something. Bam Rodriguez. I mean, you see the logo right there, Snack. You see the logo right there. They keep him well. They keep him well. I think Bam Rodriguez has the talent to compete with those guys, Inoue, Nakatani. However, just the way they're moving him is just like very, very carefully. They had him fight Estrada, where he could have fought Chocolatito, because Chocolatito won those two fights. He won the second fight, and he won the trilogy. However, they just gave it to Estrada, and Estrada was out of the ring for like what, like 2 years, almost 2 years, something like that. And Bam Rodriguez just beat up on the old man, coming off of it again, the 2 year layoff and such. Where what were they not confident in Rodriguez fighting Chocolatito at that point? Even though again, Chocolatito was an old man too. He was an old man too. So why not make Bam Rodriguez the Chocolatito at that point? I don't want to see it now because I mean, if you've seen Chocolatito's last fight, yeah, that guy, he's beyond watch too. I mean, that's probably why they have him. They'll have Bam fight him. Nonito Donaire was just here. Imagine if Nonito Donaire had won his last fight. They probably would have made Bam versus Nonito Donaire. All right. In Bam's next fight, reportedly in bantamweight, it is supposed to be Antonio Vargas. Now, Antonio Vargas he's a good fighter. He's been in a lot of good fights. However, he is chinny. He's a chinny guy. If you've seen his fights, I think just in his box rec, Ellis, he's been down in like his last 4 fights, and they've all been early. I think 2 fights in a row he got knocked down in the first, and in his last fight against Higa, he got knocked down in the fourth round. In a fight I thought he won. So Antonio Vargas is a good fighter. He's a chinny guy though. He's a chinny guy. For some reason, he's in a whole nother just weird situation. The WBA in the bantamweight division is so weird because they're listing Antonio Vargas. If it's true that Bam Rodriguez is fighting him next, they're listing Antonio Vargas as a WBA bantamweight title holder. However, he's not the guy at bantamweight. He is not the guy. That would be Seiya Susumi. But for some reason, they just haven't been able to unify or make the fight between Seiya Susumi and Antonio Vargas to, I guess, unify the WBA title holding. So Bam Rodriguez is going to go in and fight the illegitimate WBA champion because Antonio Vargas he's not the real champion. Seiya Susumi is the legitimate WBA title holder. And what's going to happen? Bam Rodriguez, if he wins, are they going to have him fight Seiya Susumi? Is Bam going to fight Seiya Susumi right after? Or is he going to go jump back down and fight with Baldo Garcia, Andrew Maloney? It's very ridiculous, in my opinion. I think it's pretty ridiculous. I don't know how they're going to move him carefully through this. Bantamweight, there's a lot of dangerous fights. I can see Bam Rodriguez losing a fight at bantamweight. But they can put him in an Inoue fight and Jutsu Nakatani fight next. Alright. Especially Jutsu Nakatani, if he were to pull off the upset. I think the best case scenario is Nakatani. If he beats Inoue, then I think Bam Rodriguez can go for that. If Inoue wins, it's a lot harder of a fight, but they can still do that. They can for sure still do that. For sure. I just they gotta be concrete with this, man. They gotta be concrete, and they gotta let us know, is Bam Rodriguez ready for Inoue slash Nakatani? If not, then just flat out say it. Say the kid's not ready. And if that's so, if he's not ready, then I'm sorry. Then you gotta put him down in the pound for pound list, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And as for Bam Rodriguez's next fight, Vargas is a good one, but if he's at bantamweight, keep him at bantamweight. No one wants it. No one cares about him beginning undisputed. All right. When if Bam Rodriguez truly cares about trying to be the best, he can be undisputed, sure, but then he's got to fight Kenshiro Taraji because Kenshiro is he hasn't even had a fight at 115 yet, and Kenshiro's already seen as a top fighter at that division. So Bam Rodriguez, like, you can't have this guy just run away from that division when a dangerous fighter has just joined. You know, the division 115 has been, slacking in competition, and now Kenshiro Taraji, he's come up. So finally, Bam has a good opponent in his hands, and then what? Bam just goes up to bantamweight. Like, come on. If you want to keep Bam at bantamweight, that's fine. If you want to have him go down to undisputed, that's stupid, but I can consider it if he were to fight Kenshiro Taraji next. Alright. If none of those happen and they just have Bam, taking on these easy fights, these old men or whatever, then come on. Come on. We know the game that's playing here.